everyone! Today we'll be looking at and talking about art based on a global theme, and we'll then create some artwork of our own. This is a partner activity, so grab a parent, a guardian, or a sibling to get creative with. We'll start by having a quick look at 3 objects in the Davis collections, and then we'll make a story based on what we see. The first stop on our global art tour is Colima, Mexico, the origin of a statue titled Pair of Standing Dogs. This ceramic sculpture was crafted between 200 and 300 BCE. It has a nice range of sandy-colored tones such as browns and reds. Feel free to pause the video to get a closer look and see what else you can notice about the dogs. Next, we're going to head east towards Europe to see View of Venice by Thomas Moran. This oil-based painting was created in 1895, and the sunset is absolutely gorgeous. Our final tour stop is in Japan, where we find an untitled abstract print by Gen Yamaguchi. This artwork was made in 1960 and dynamically displays a variety of shapes. What shapes do you see? Do they remind you of other objects? Well, I hope you enjoyed the art. Now it's time for the activity. We're going to be making short stories with the following materials. You can always mix and match them depending on what you have available. You need a pencil. You'll need something to color with, whether that's markers, paint, or crayons. You'll need paper, or if you're up for a challenge, cardboard. But if you're using cardboard, make sure to ask an adult to cut it for you. And lastly, tape or a glue stick or staples with adult supervision. Before we make the physical book for our story, let's focus on the content. Our story building will take 3 steps, and each step will take inspiration from an art piece at the Davis. Step 1. Let's find characters. The subject of our story will be based on a sculpture from anywhere in the world. In my example, I'll be using Pair of Standing Dogs from Mexico. And you can use them too, if you'd like, for your characters. Or you could look through the Davis galleries to find sculptures that interest you. At the end of this video, I'll show you how to use the museum's website to find art. For step 2, let's find a setting for our characters. We'll be choosing a painting showing scenery from a different area of the world than the sculpture we picked. I chose View of Venice in Italy, which again, you could use, or you could use another Davis painting to inspire you. And lastly, for step 3, we're going to examine an abstract artwork to add certain objects or elements to our story. So look closely at the shapes. If one reminds you of grapes or maybe a paper plane, you could include those in your story. I chose to use Untitled from Japan. The shapes reminded me of several things, which you'll see later in my story. Once you have all of your story steps completed, you can write out or draw your characters, landscape, and props. It's okay to ask an adult for help any step of the way, whether that's with writing your storyline or with putting together your book. Speaking of, I'm going to explain how to arrange the materials for your book. If you have a few sheets of paper, you can line them up evenly and put 2 to 3 staples along one side. If you wanted to make a hardcover book, you can have an adult cut out 1 rectangle from a cardboard box. You'll do 2 center folds so that it becomes shaped like a binder. Now to add your pages, fold 1 sheet of paper in half and glue or tape one side to the cardboard, and do the same for the other side. You can add 1 more page in the middle and glue it to the other 2 open sides. After that, you're all set with your finished book. Here's mine. Tiago and Tiana are excited for moving day. They're so happy they can't stop dancing. This page shows the original photo of the dogs and a little bit of facts about them. The pair flies off in search of their new home. Wow, Italy is beautiful, but this isn't our new home, says Tiana. And this page shows them in the new painting, which is View of Venice. They've traveled far, but the dogs are finally at their destination. They finally made it to Japan. The doghouse and the plane are both parts of the abstract art. And to wrap up the story, I made a world map just to show the route of their travels, but you could always print one out if that's a little bit easier. If you need a little guidance finding art for your stories, check out our website. Scroll over the Engage and Learn tab and then go down to the Davis in 3D. Here, you can virtually walk through the museum and take a look at the galleries. Have fun, and thank you for watching.